What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm talking about what a lot of people do wrong when they're first starting their social media marketing agency, and sort of how you can overcome a couple different barriers that keep people from reaching their first, six-figure run rate, which is $8.3 thousand profit a month, right? And running a six-figure yearly profit marketing agency is sort of like, that's sort of a standard. Like, if you can't reach that level, it's gonna be really hard for you to scale much higher. And so in this video, I think there's a couple things that I've identified that I see a lot, because I've actually gone through well over 40 coaching students at this point, and I've sold a lot of internet courses on how to start and all kinds of stuff like that. And I really know what it takes to make this work, okay? So I think the first most important thing that a lot of people leave out is understanding the market value of this service. What do I mean by that? So what a lot of people will do is they will assume that because they're fairly new, that they can't charge that much, okay? And I want to tell you something that kind of might change your perspective quite a bit. And the only difference between somebody who charges similar to myself, like $5,000 to $10,000 for some sort of a service, and somebody who charges, $500 for that, is two things. One, it's the perceived value from the client, and not just the perceived value, but the actual value brought to the client. And then two, it's the perceived value that the distributor of the service believes to have, if that makes sense. And so really, if you're wanting to have a greater price point, the first thing you should work on is not your business itself. It is actually your perception of your business. So if you see yourself as somebody who charges $500, a month for like a tiny, retainer, for like a tiny startup business or something like that, or like a brick and mortar business, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're wanting to scale, it's easier to have few high-ticket clients than it is to have a lot of low-ticket clients. And I know because I've done both. Right now, my agency, we have about 4 clients, and they're all paying us multiple 5-figure monthly retainers, or at least they've paid us multiple 5 figures in a check of some kind, and we do revenue share with them. So actually, we take a piece of what we make them. These are people who sell online courses, okay? We take them, we scale up their business, we take a piece of what we make with them. It's that simple. And I actually started off, I'll tell you about my first deal ever as a social media marketing whatever. It was with an influencer, and I wanted to take this person's business and help them grow selling this little book that they were selling along with the course that they were selling. And I charged this person $650 a month. And the deal lasted 2 months. And then within 2 months, everything went to absolute horrible. It burned up in flames and did not last. Okay, and why didn't it last? 2 reasons. 1, I didn't deliver on expectations, and 2, I kind of didn't trust myself. At the time, I didn't have the proper view of myself. I saw this deal as one that was going to fail before I even moved into it, which is a horrible place to come from if you're wanting to actually land good deals. So don't start from a place of, trying to get as much out of your client as you can, or maybe trying to justify your service pricing or whatever. Start from a place of knowing your market value. This is my first point. How do you measure your market value? At the end of the day, the market value of a service or product is defined by its consumers, okay? And how do you know how to price yourself? Well, you price yourself based on the perceived value from a consumer. Would somebody pay you $1,000 for you to make them back $5,000 or $6,000? Absolutely. Would someone pay you, $50,000 to make them back $100,000? Absolutely. And so when you begin to view things as a pure return on investment, when you start to remove all the vanity metrics like views and comments and stuff like that you might be getting for your clients, and you start to look purely at return on their investment with you and your company, that is when you start to make a lot of money. Because then you can position yourself as, I'm going to take 1/10 of what we make you, or I'm going to take 1/20 of what we make you, right? For example, I just brought on a client, and they're paying me about $3,500 a month right now. And this is a coaching client / done for you. We might do some done for you for him at some point. and he's wanting to start a consulting business helping CEOs of these massive like Fortune 500 companies lead their millennial teams better, which is an interesting niche. And I really wouldn't have thought I'd be coaching in that niche, but I'm not coaching millennial teams. I'm helping somebody who knows how to sell that service as a coaching service, because it's something that I can do. I help people start consulting businesses, start coaching or information product businesses. It's one of the things that I can do on the side, right? Primarily helping people start agencies though. And, you know, with him, the reason he's willing to pay me $3,500 a month just for a couple calls a month plus a little bit of, you know, done for you a little bit here and there with my team is because the value this brings to him is massive. He can sell his packages at $50,000 to $100,000 per client. And, you know, in a year, he'll have paid me, what is that, about $40,000 a year? And that's nothing. If we get him one client throughout the whole year, that's return for him. And so when you start to think about how tiny of a piece you take from your clients, that's when you can start to make a lot of money. So that's my first point. Know your market value. Know how much you are worth to your clients and meet that line. And here's the second thing. Here's the second huge thing. So start treating your clients like family. Start really loving and appreciating your clients. I have one client who's coming out soon who is actually going to fly out to my apartment here. He started off as a student in my coaching, and he's now moved into actually being a client because I helped him launch an information product, and now we're going to scale him up. So you get an interview with him. We took him from absolute zero to now he's making about $30,000 a month profit from his information and coaching business. Okay, and if you don't know how I define an agency on this channel, I think I need to clarify. An agency is anybody, whether you do done for you, whether you do coaching, or whether you sell a course. Doesn't matter where on that spectrum you are. You're helping businesses start and grow, okay? You're running Facebook ads for them, for example. You are helping them with their internet marketing. You're coaching them on Instagram. Whatever it is, if you are helping a business grow with some sort of a marketing strategy, you run an agency. Even if it's a course, even if it's coaching, whatever. To me, you run an agency. You run a marketing consultancy. I think a better word maybe would be like a marketing consultancy. And I expand on that in my program, which you can probably find a link to in the description. But anyway, the second main point is treat your clients like family, like they are family. And, you know, if you treat your clients and your baseline is, if your baseline focus is on resources, on capital, on profits, then you're not going to succeed. Just guaranteed you're not going to succeed. And there's a great example of this. A really good example of this is Walmart. If any of you have read the book, I think I've had it recommended to me by a lot of people, so I ended up reading it. It's called Made in America by Sam Walton. This book is fantastic because it's the founding of Walmart, which is obviously, up until Amazon, one of the largest commerce giants known to man. And Sam Walton was one of the most wealthy men alive until, you know, some other people started coming along, like Mark Zuckerberg, and you have Jeff. And really, if it weren't for the internet, Sam would still be the most wealthy person on the planet, likely, you know. And it's talking about the founding of his company. At the start, they were focusing on two things. They were focusing on customer experience and systemizing customer experience. So he actually used to rent planes and fly over new developing areas to see where the best spot to put a Walmart would have been. He literally did this and found where the most effective place to place his Walmart would be. Then when he opened his Walmarts, he would go to all the other local commerce chains or, you know, brick and mortar shops and interview them and literally get out a tape recorder and ask, what problems are you facing? What's different about these locals? What do they like? What do they not like? What sells? What doesn't sell? And he would figure out what to stock his shelves with. The intensity of this person's customer focus was absolutely mad. And then the intensity of his systems focus was absolutely mad. So if you have customer focus and systems focus, that's where you want to be. If you have focus on bottom line profits and bottom line revenue, then you will begin to experience fatigue. And I've experienced this myself. When I start to focus solely on money, and I don't focus on serving my clients and my students and the people around me well, my team, I screw up. I begin to think desperate. I begin to make short-term moves. I begin to charge too much for things that I shouldn't charge that much for. I begin to under-deliver on certain projects because my only care is about money. There's nothing wrong with being money motivated. It's a great thing to be motivated by. And in being money motivated, you end up being motivated by impacting people and true, good business, because you realize that you can only scale to a certain point if all you care about is money, right? So what are some examples of treating your clients like family as an agency owner, though? Well, you want to be obsessed with their success. You want to invest into their business and make them feel like you care more about their business than they do. And that's when you really can keep a client, when they trust and believe that you care equally, if not more than they do, about the success of their business. Because their business is their baby. And you're kind of like a babysitter. And nobody's gonna hire a babysitter if they don't believe that they have the best intent in mind for their kid. It's just not going to happen. Nobody's ever going to hire my team and myself, Co-Media, to do any work for them unless they're 100% sold on the idea that we're going to come in and help them long term. Nobody will ever write me a single check unless they know that I'm going to help their business grow. And how do you get them to trust you? Trust is built with two things. It's built with time and consistency. So you can't get somebody to trust you out the gate. You just can't. You can do things like buy them gifts, you can write them notes. That's something I do. I've actually started a program now because I have my clients read so many books. There's so many books that I need people to read in order to be up to date with how I think, that I'm literally in the process right now of trying to find a virtual assistant or somebody who can handle this process where I have like 5 or 6 books that you just have to read if you're going to work with my team, basically. Like, there's certain material that, like, including Sam Walton's Made in America, including that, because it's just such a good book. Psycho-Cybernetics is another good book. I won't go in that list, but I'm wanting to buy my clients a Kindle Oasis, the same one I have. I'll actually show you it. And I'm wanting to preload it with 5 or 6 books that my clients should read. And then I also want to send them the notes that I've taken from these books so far, so that they can then start where I left off. So I don't know how the heck I'm going to go about doing this. I don't know who I'm going to talk to do this. And it's going to cost me, $300 to $400 per client to do this. But who gives a rip, right? This is the Kindle Oasis right here. It's a really nice little thing. I use it quite a bit. I do most of my reading on it. And I only own physical copies of books if I enjoyed reading it on that. So I start with that, and then I move to physical copies later. So I hope that makes sense. Treat your customers like family and invest in their success. They are not a matter of bottom line revenue. They are not, okay? It's that simple. So that's my second point, and I hope that makes sense. If you treat your clients like gold and you love them genuinely as people and want to see them succeed, that's when you make a whole lot more money and have a whole lot more fun, okay? Now the third and I would say final thing. I could go for quite a while with this, but I really want to wrap this video up. I think, we're 13 minutes in, so. The third thing is think in terms of 2 systems. This is all you got to think in terms of. And if you want more training on this, I have a case study linked beneath this video. It's like a half-hour long training video where I'm really just going super in-depth as quickly as I possibly can on these things. And what you want to do is you want to build 2 systems. One, a client attraction system. You want to build systems that get clients coming to you, okay? You want to get good enough at digital marketing that you've got streams of attention and streams of business coming to you, okay? And for example, right now, and I'll walk you guys through this in a video if you wanted to see it, just leave a comment, I might make it. I'm actually running Facebook ads to grow my agency. And so we spend about probably $300 per sales call. No, not probably, I know that number. It's $327 per sales call right now. That's what the Facebook metric is telling us. And we just run ads. We say, hey, are you trying to build a course? Are you trying to launch this thing? Are you trying to make it work? You're stuck maybe at like $5,000 or $6,000 a month. We can help get you to 20 or 30 if we feel like you're a good fit. Maybe even $100,000 a month if we feel like you could really work with us. So watch this video, see if you're a good fit, schedule a call with us, and we spend about $327 per call. And I hop on these calls and I try and close them. And even if I close 1 out of 10 of these, that's spending $3,000 to get somebody to pay me a whole lot more money than that long term, especially if we just take a revenue share deal of what they're building. So start thinking in terms of client attraction systems. What most people do, and this is the stupidest thing on the face of the earth, is they teach people like me, other people in this social media marketing industry, they teach people to cold outreach, cold email, cold call, cold. Forget cold. Cold's not going to move the needle for you long term. Short term, it's fine. But if you're gonna do cold, start with your friends and family and the businesses that they've interacted with, and ask your friends and family for referrals. That's the best cold you're gonna do. If you're doing cold just to get your first client, just go friends and family, your existing warm network, and play around there. But don't go cold on a professional level. You can do it. There are people who are being incredibly successful with it, and that's fine. But the amount of overhead that is required in order to maintain a structure of cold outreach that stays consistent and profitable for you is absolutely mad and isn't scalable long term. You want to do one simple thing: build a client attraction system that gets people within, a day or two of knowing about your stuff, trusting you, and following your call to action, which is book a call, or book an appointment, or fill out this form, or whatever it is. Get them applying to work with you. And the beautiful thing about people applying to work with you is that you control the relationship and you control the dynamic much better. You'll notice on a lot of my sales pages, I don't say, hey, come book a call so I can sell you. It's come see if you're qualified. Come see if you're in a good fit. And I mean that. I do not believe everybody's, even for my coaching, to start an agency, I have a lot of people schedule calls, and I just cancel the call. Like, I honestly don't think I could help certain people. I know who I can help, but that doesn't discourage everybody from scheduling a call. Like, I get tons of calls. I cancel a ton of them. I only work with the people that I know I can work with, and you should too. You should know who you can work with, and don't work with anybody else. So that's the first system you got to build: client attraction. Then there's client results. So if you can build a client attraction machine that fills your calendar with meetings, and you can sell those people on your services, then there's client results machine. These are the two things. This is all you have to build for any business. Whether you're a coach, you're an information product seller, you're an agency, it doesn't matter. Client attraction and client results. Once you have client attraction built, and that's humming, then you want to build client results. And I recommend you go this direction. You don't build client results first, then client attraction. You build client attraction first. Take those deals, start selling it, and figure it out later, right? That's what I've done, and it's done very well. And with client results, it's either building a team or building a set of contractors who could do the work. It's maybe building a product that fits the need of your niche, or it's building a coaching process. Like for me, my coaching process is I get them locked in on a monthly retainer. I typically do a call a week, and then I let them text me anytime over Slack. And I'll get back to them over Slack. And I also give them access to my team. If they ever want to do any done for you, we can talk to the team, figure out a price point, upsell them on done for you, right? It's that simple. So once you have client attraction, you build client results. You got to know how to get these people results, okay? And it's truly that simple. People overcomplicate it to the nth freaking degree. They think it's about so much more than it actually is. They think they have to be on every podcast and have a blog and have a website and have a portfolio and have an Instagram page, have a Facebook page, have a YouTube channel, have everything like that. They think they need to have like the amount of people that think getting featured on Forbes is going to help your business. It just doesn't help your business. It honestly doesn't. Like, I've done it, and it just sent me a bunch of dead leads that I couldn't sell anything to. So I just don't do it anymore. Because honestly, it just fills my calendar and fills my inbox with people who have no idea what I'm doing and what I'm about and are not qualified for my services. So I just don't do that. It's just stupid. So, yeah, anyway, bit of a rant. But build your client attraction machine and your client results machine. Those are the only two systems you need to focus on. Whenever you're working on your business, if you don't know what to do, look objectively at your client attraction machine and say, what is broken, what needs fixed, how can I ramp it up? Or look at your client results machine. Say, what is broken, what needs fixed, how can I ramp it up? You want to get better results, and you want to attract people better. Those are the two machines you focus on. Everything else is noise. You're basically asking, what am I selling and how am I selling it? Those are the two questions that matter for any agency owner. If you're focusing on anything else at all, you're not moving the needle, you're not going to grow a business, and you're going to stay relatively in the same place you are now 5 years from now. You just won't move, okay? So, all right, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it had some good meaning for you. It was recorded obviously in my new apartment, which I'm decorating here this Friday with my mom. She's coming over and we're gonna do that. So it's gonna be really great, and I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting some, probably carpet here and like an actual couch instead of this one that my neighbor lended me. Some art on the walls. It's gonna be brilliant. I can't wait to get a desk in here. I've been working from this location right here, and this this paper towel thing has literally just been a phone stand for me to record videos from. So that's how I'm operating right now, guys. But it works. It's all about what works. It's not about how it looks. So, all right. Thanks again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. God bless, and stay safe. Goodbye.